Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and let me tell you something. Sometimes I do a video and I'm just like, whoa. This is a video where I've got a gotcha moment, and this is one of those videos. Wait till you see what I'm going to show you towards the end of this video. Now, as you know, many of you know, Raoul Pal is this guy who's a really smart guy. He's like an ex-Goldman Sachs guy, but he's really sharp. And in this clip, I don't normally show TikTok. I need to open a TikTok account. I hear that's where everything is going on. But in this clip right here, this guy says what I've been saying it's kind of like welcome to the party. This is what I was saying 2 or 3 years ago on my channel. But he sums it up in a really good way. And I want you to hear this. You're going to love it. Listen to this. And he's right. And by the way, I'm also going to roll this into talking about Link2, because I believe what Raoul Pal here is describing, I believe we have a window of time where many of us out here, from the digital asset perspective, as well as the private equity and blockchain perspective, I believe we're looking at a window it's open, and then all of a sudden it's going to be closed in terms of the real opportunity, the opportunity for the kind of gains he's talking about here. And just watch this clip.
You know, equities, bonds, they're all kind of credit. They're all kind of 100, 200, 300 trillion dollar markets. The crypto market is 2 trillion. It's 100x from here. But I think it eats all of those assets over time. So maybe it's 200x. No, it won't be a straight line. But this is the biggest change in financial markets, the system of money and economics, and how economies are run in all of history, in the fastest, shortest time it's ever happened. And people are going to be tribal about it. People are going to catch hold of their own narratives to make sense of this world. But this world is unstoppable. It is coming. It will have massive boom bust cycles. There will be periods of time when you'll lose money and periods of times you'll feel like a god. But that is opportunity. Because in an exponential world, risk doesn't equal reward. Reward massively outsizes risk, as long as you're not stupid about how you invest.
Did he say...
And people are going to be tribal about it. People are going to catch hold of their own narratives to make sense of this world.
100 times, 200
but
times.
This world is unstoppable. It is coming. It will have massive boom bust cycles. There will be periods of time when you'll lose money and periods of times you'll feel like a god.
See what he...
Be a straight line. But this is the biggest change, 2 trillion. It's 100x from here. But I think it eats all of those assets over time. So maybe it's 200x.
Boom. That's what I want to do. It's 100 or
equities, bonds,
100. If I can stop, I don't know how to work TikTok. Okay, here we go. 100 or 200 times, and I think he's 1,000% right. I think that I've said it before. I think this is the asset class to swallow all other asset classes, and that's why it's such a big deal. And so follow now. So anyway, I wanted to show you this we talk about the digital assets, and somebody asked me, I get this question here locally all the time. One of my friends, he texted me and he says, if you were going to put your money in 3 or 4 digital assets, what would they be? Well, I will tell you now, I like to reiterate this, but as far as I see this burgeoning industry, this new asset class, as two things. You can invest in the picks or the shovels, or both. I invest in the picks and the shovels. Well, so one side of it is the digital assets, and then the other side is the private equity in the companies that are making all these changes happen and bringing all of this about. Well, That's what I use Link2 for, is to invest in the companies. Now, this is for accredited investors, and they are my sponsor, but I'm a customer of theirs too. And I'm buying Ripple this week. And also, they have been, and I don't know all the reasons, but they are adding this week. They've been adding Ripple onto the platform. I think it sold like a bunch of it, like over $1 million worth this week. Then they just added another batch on yesterday evening, I think. And so there's a little more on here, but this is very exciting. It's exciting to have have your money in the picks and the shelves. It is for me anyway, because you're exposed to all of this, and you can have liquidity events that come from all sorts of directions. Now, on the digital asset side, I don't want to leave you hanging. I do have friends ask me all the time about what I invest in. Well, the digital assets that I can read them to you. I'm not gonna try to pretend that what I do and don't own. If I in terms of my top holdings, here's what they are. I'll give you the top 5. XRP number 1, XLM number 2, Ethereum number 3, Cardano number 4, Algorand number 5. Those are my top 5 holdings. Now, here's what I would tell you. A lot of people say, well, you're invested in Ethereum? I've told you for a long time I am. I buy Ethereum to this day. And I've told you on this channel 100 times. Look, well, from researching a lot of the things where all this stink comes on Ethereum, there's one thing that I've picked up on that, and that is that somebody somewhere or some group of people has picked Ethereum to be one of the winners. Now, do we know if they tried to make it the only winner? I don't know. I don't know if that's what the plan was or not. But we know that they were picked to be one of the winners, just like I think XRP is going to be one of the winners. And I think XLM is going to be one of the winners. I think there's going to be a handful, 5 to 10 of major winners in this thing. And I hope if there was some intention to get an upper hand for Ethereum, I hope that I have been a part of taking that plan apart or exposing that plan so that we can have a level playing field, because I think it's wrong, and I'm going to show you more of it today. But anyway, I wanted to make you aware about Link2, how they've got more Ripple equity. Now, check this out. This is Rand Paul yesterday.
Here's what I've started to believe now is that the government currencies are so unreliable. They're also fiat currencies. They're not backed by anything. The dollar's been more stable than most other countries, and so it is the reserve currency.
By the way, this is the spiel that made you a rock star with young people during your presidential campaign.
Well, I've started to question now whether or not cryptocurrency could actually become the reserve currency of the world as more and more people lose confidence in government. Here's what I've started to believe now is...
So, that's pretty wild when you're seeing that coming from a congressman. Okay, now, this came out this morning. Binance.us said they will not be supporting or will not be participating in the Songbird airdrop. We will, however, be supporting the Spark airdrop this fall. Now, here's where this really smells bad. And that is from this tweet from Bull Run Wonka right here. 32.5 million Songbird in the Binance US wallet. He says they are keeping all of it. And this right here is where this thing looks really bad, because Binance.us and Coinbase and all of them, they need to answer for okay, you're not going to support the Songbird airdrop. What are you doing with that, in this case, 32.45 million Songbird? That are mine and your, well, I don't think I had anything on there, but 32.45 million Songbird that are they going to keep it? Are they going to sell it? Are they going to profit from it? I think that they need to answer those questions. I think I tweeted something to that effect. Now, got to give some major kudos right here, because this is a monster. This Ripple Eye, he's @_XR Pizza. 3/31/2014, Joseph Lubin interview. Absolute must hear, and he's right. Tells people not to publish this. Then this question, 5133 marker. Is there a limit to the amount a person could invest? Joseph Lubin, a person can buy from any number of identities. We may limit the unit size of the sale. Just to make it easier to disguise, let's say if you're a whale and you want some privacy, you can buy 50,000 units so nobody scares people with enormous initial purchases. So if you're a whale and you are planning on investing several million US dollars worth, then you can do that in multiple identities. We will ask for a real world identity in the form of an email address, just so that we can make sure everything works smoothly the whole way through the process, but we won't be requiring it. So we can create pseudonymous email and identity on purchasing. Now, these are his words. I didn't say this. I'm reading his words. This is outright fraud, misrepresentation, collusion, corruption. This is verbatim Joe Lubin. Now, this is where it just gets really disgusting. Now, because remember, and I'll show you in a minute, Joseph Lubin, on countless occasions, has said that they did not sell Ethereum for speculative purposes. They didn't sell Ethereum to speculators, and he's even used that as part of his reasoning for why Ethereum is not a security and never was a security. Don't worry, I've got the video to show you. It's not my words, it's his words. But look at this. Soft purchase maximum is this many Ethereum. This script enforces this. If your purchaser is larger, contact large purchases at ethereum.org. Are you freaking kidding me? They had a freaking email address for speculators, for large speculators. Okay, so here's the video. He found this video, this Ripple Eye guy found this video. It's unfreaking believable. I haven't even been all the way through it, but I've gotten enough to present this to you. This is the video if you want to go watch the whole thing. Ethereum, some economic considerations. If you haven't seen this, your mind is about to be blown. All right. And then John Deaton, I had tweeted this thread out, and John Deaton says, the Ethereum folks refused to offer Charles Gasparino and Eleanor Terrett any comment despite repeated requests. They wouldn't talk to Charlie despite him giving them the benefit of the doubt and simply wanted to give both sides. This helps confirm that maybe there's only one side. So John Deaton knows what's up. All right. Now, and then from Ripple Eye, there was this. 3 vids of Vitalik Buterin and 1 of Joseph Lubin from the Ethereum early days. 1 vid shows how they plan to skirt U.S. law. I've shown you those videos. Skirt U.S. law to set up outside in Switzerland. 2 says they plan to dissolve that once the raise is over. 3, in Joseph Lubin talking how to cover for whales and keeping secrets. 4 is changes. What does this say? It'll be similar to the multiple that we had at the end of Miami. I mean, this is unbelievable, folks. This goes beyond this whether XRP or Ethereum are securities. These guys, Congress ought to have these guys out in front of Congress. This is getting worse than just some argument over an SEC argument over whether something's a security or not. This is getting far worse. And when I play it for you, you can make your own decision. Here we go. I put it together. The first part of this clip is Joseph Lubin when he was interviewing with Ran Nooner, and I don't remember the exact date, but he's as usual, he's gloating about how ETH is not a security. Well, there's one thing about gloating. I tell my kids all the time about this. My kids will come home and tell me that one of their friends was bragging about how the friend's dad was rich or something like that. And when he tells me that, I say, you listen to me. Always, you be humble no matter what your circumstance, because people don't like that kind of stuff, and it'll catch up to you in one way or another. Well, apparently Joseph Lubin's mother or father did not teach him this lesson, because watch this freaking video.
It was sold very explicitly to software developers, to people who intended to use the system. It was not sold for speculative purposes. We're very confident that it started decentralized and people bought it for those reasons, and that it has grown radically decentralized and never was a security and certainly isn't now.
In order for these businesses to operate their systems, we will issue a bunch of Ether in the pre-sale to people who buy it for use in their businesses or to people who buy it for speculative reasons.
All right, do you see that? He just got done saying to Rand Nooner that Ether was not sold to speculators. It wasn't sold. That's part of the reason he says it's not a security. And then right here, this is from the video from Ripple Eye. This is from the Ethereum pre-sale. He's talking to, I'm assuming, a room of investors, potential investors, and tells them to their face he's going to sell it to people who buy it for speculative reasons. He tells them to their face. But that's not the damning part, folks. Finish listening to this.
Yeah, Mike.
Let me correct that. That's not the major damning part. That's damning, but it's not the major damning part. Watch this.
Mike's asking, will there be a limit on the amount that a person could invest in Ethereum?
A person can buy from any number of different identities. We may limit the size, the unit size of a sale, just to make it easier to disguise. Let's say if you're a whale and you want some privacy, you can buy 50,000 units and so nobody scares people with an enormous initial purchase. So if you are a whale, if you want to plan on investing several million US dollars worth, then you can do that for multiple identities. We will ask for a real-world identity in the form of email address, just so that we can make sure that everything works smoothly the whole way through the process. But we won't be requiring it. So we can create a pseudonymous email and identity and actually purchase it.
Now, folks, I'm no attorney. I'm not in the Justice Department. I'm just a digital asset investor on YouTube. But let me tell you what. If somebody doesn't look into that, do we even have a country anymore? Is the United States even a country of laws anymore? I mean, that's when I started down this road, my only thought when I started down this road was, this doesn't make any sense. Ethereum is no more decentralized than half of these digital assets out here. And it's very obvious to me, just common sense wise, that somebody somewhere has rigged the game for Ethereum. That was my first thought. But the further down this road that I've gone, it has gotten worse and worse and worse. And I'm afraid if we keep going, that there's something far worse than what we're seeing here. Now, there are thousands of us out here that are looking into this. And that ain't good for these guys, I can promise you that. And we're not stopping until we have a level playing field, just so you know out there. Now, sometimes it's good to go back and take his word, the quote, and read it out loud for emphasis. So I did that. I retweeted my own video. I said, we may limit, this is Joseph Lubin speaking, we may limit the unit size of a sale just to make it easier to disguise. To disguise from who? Disguise from the U.S. government? From regulators? From who? Disguise from the SEC? Disguise from a future SEC chairman like a Gary Gensler? Who are you disguising it from? And then he says, if you're planning on investing several million US dollars worth of Ethereum, then you can do that in multiple identities. What kind of a person wants multiple? So everything that Congress and all these guys have talked about everything Maxine Waters has talked about, Bitcoin, oh, that's used for money laundering. Everything you've heard them talk about that they are scared of and don't want, these guys were actively trying to do. In his own words, not my words, they were actively trying to do. And Ripple is being sued by the SEC while Joseph Lubin and Ethereum and all, these guys are just issuing tokens at will. They have Token Factory and Ethereum's not a security. Are you freaking kidding me? No way. No way. We don't, look, if this is allowed to stand and this is the way this thing goes, we don't have a country of laws, folks. It's over. So we may as well, hey, and the way I was telling somebody the other day, look, if you're going to take a stand, now's the time to take a stand, because if it seems that nobody in the media wants to cover any of this, or is being told not to cover it. Nobody in Congress seems to be addressing this issue. They're getting more. It's more like they're more aggressively wanting to pass a law now so that they don't have to address this. Maybe that's what they're up to. But I can tell you this: as a father who wants a future that has any kind of brightness for my children, I'm kind of beyond pissed off. I'm scared for what this country is going to be for them by watching these people, this being allowed. Okay, I'm scared for what my children are going to face in the future. And so, as people out here, we're just average people working our butts off and doing. As people out here, my question to you is, at what point do you take a stand? I don't care if you hate Ripple or hate XRP. If you're in crypto or not in crypto, at what point do you take a stand for the benefit of your children and your grandchildren's future? At what point do you take a stand just because you don't want to live in a lawless country? At what point does everybody listening to my voice take a freaking stand? Well, I'm here to tell you that I have taken a stand, and I am not stopping until we get our level playing field. And look, I've said it before. My goal is not for any of these people to get in trouble, even the ones that deserve it. That's not the goal of this channel. All I want is a level playing field. You guys in Congress and you people that are in law enforcement and all of that, you're the ones that have to sleep at night with regard to all of that. That's not my problem. I hate it, but that's not what I'm trying to do here. All I want is a level playing field. If Ethereum has a better technology than XRP and with a level playing field, it takes over the crypto space and it is the #1 digital asset, then more power to them. Because as I said, I'm an owner of Ethereum. But if it can't do it without the help of a government agency that's picking winners and losers, then no. I want it to fall flat on its face. Okay? Now, moving along. So then we've got this, because I think Stefan Huber is over the target. He says this must, first down here he says, oh my God, my suspicions seem to be confirmed. Listen to Coin Bureau new video. Apparently it is a common practice to avoid SEC enforcement by offering not the actual asset, but an Ethereum variant in the form of an ERC20 token. And then he says, this must go viral. Crypto exchanges can protect themselves from the SEC enforcement by not listing native assets, but variants based on Ethereum. Now, we've touched on this before on this channel. When I first went down this road, I thought that Ethereum just got a free pass. Now I know better. It wasn't just to give Ethereum a free pass. It was to give Ethereum a free pass and to give Ethereum a free token factory pass so that they would be the only ones that could issue assets at will. Then, as you'll see in this video, it was also to make it where the exchanges were hamstrung and couldn't do anything unless it was an Ethereum-based token. Then you get Gary Gensler come along, and him and his Wall Street buddies, they set it up so that only Wall Street firms, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and those type firms will be able to list the others. The ones that Gary, his job is to say that they're all securities. So only those guys get to list the ones that are considered securities, which is all of them except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Watch this.
And there's actually a second way they could do it. After my most recent video about Terra, I was surprised to find out that Terra's Luna coin was trading on Coinbase, even though it's likely a security in the eyes of US regulators due to its relative centralization. As far as I can tell, the reason why Coinbase can get away with listing Luna is because it hasn't listed native Luna. Instead, it's listed wrapped Luna, an ERC20 token on Ethereum. This is something that I've seen Coinbase do with other cryptocurrencies that are almost certainly securities, and I'm almost 100% convinced that it's a loophole for listing otherwise unlistable cryptos. If I'm correct, this means Coinbase could list XRP as a wrapped ERC20 token on Ethereum, something that should be possible using Flare Network, which is designed to bring smart contracts to XRP. This is something the XRP army should look into, and I'll leave a link to my video about Flare Network in the description if you need it. You're welcome. Now, to wrap things up, I want to take a quick look at the...
Okay, I'm not going to show you the rest of that, but anyway, then this guy has an interesting tweet too, and I think he's onto something as well. I have a new theory, and I'd be willing to stake money on it. It's this. Somewhere, and I think he's right, by the way, folks. Some variety of this is right. Somewhere in the SEC docs is correspondence showing Hinman's speech was a deliberate strategy to solve the following problem. A meaningful faction within the SEC wanted to give Ethereum certainty, but the SEC can't declare something not a security. What it can do is issue a no action letter, but the Ethereum Foundation and Consensus are not legal entities, so could not apply for or be given a no action letter. So Hinman gives a speech with Ethereum Foundation and SEC approved talking points to the effect Ethereum is not a security. Hey, presto, Ethereum is protected by fair notice defense against further action. Hinman's personal opinion functions as a no action letter for Ethereum at large. Boom, he's over the target right there. Okay, now, and I'll reiterate this. Say it again. I'll say it again and again because it's true. And I've put my money where my mouth is. I want Bitcoin to succeed. I want Ethereum to succeed. I want XRP to succeed. I want all digital assets to succeed if they can in a free market on a level playing field and not with the help of a government that's picking winners and losers. In other words, if Ethereum and Bitcoin cannot compete with XRP on a level playing field when all of them have certainty, they don't deserve to exist, or they don't deserve to have a large market share. I can tell you right now, Bitcoin and Ethereum do not deserve the large market share that they have, and they only have it because of the regulatory clarity that is the BS regulatory clarity that was given by Bill Hinman and Jay Clayton. It's the only reason. You take that away from them, you put them on an even keel, and XRP passed them a long time ago because it's better tech, and everybody knows it. Okay, that's what I showed you at the beginning of this video. I am the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button. Tell your friends and family that unless they are absolutely crazy, they need to watch this video. If they ever watch one of my videos, this